Hi, Jamie here from TJ's Tech Media and Games. Today we'll be taking a look at the NES30 Pro game controller from 8Bitdo. As you guys may know, 8Bitdo specializes in retro style or retro looking controllers that are actually made to work with today's consoles. The NES30 Pro is compatible with the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the Xbox One, and so on and so forth. Of course, it also works with the Retron 5, which is the emulating system that emulates 5 or 6 consoles in one. I have it. It's really awesome. I'm going to do a review on that later on for you guys. Let's take a look at this controller first, though. The NES30 Pro controller is compact. It's reminiscent of the original NES controller. If you look at the style and coloring, they get a lot right in that regard. The corners have been removed and replaced with rounded edges. On the top you have shoulder buttons, R1, R2, L1, L2 respectively. Now the one thing about the shoulder buttons that I didn't really care for is the fact that the R2 buttons are actually in the middle of the console, and I'm sure it was a size issue, which is why they did that, but they're just hard to find during some games. So if I had one issue with the design, it would be that. On the bottom you'll have the power button and the pair button. Pairing this up was pretty easy. Well, I shouldn't say it was easy with my Retron 5, because it wasn't. It was anything but easy, because the instructions I found online were not accurate at all. They have me pressing different button combinations, and they were totally wrong. And the most disappointing thing about that was that those instructions came from the 8Bitdo's website, so I had to dig deep on the web to find the actual the correct settings. But once I did, it worked flawlessly with the Retron 5. The controller again has a style reminiscent of the NES controller, but you'll notice the 2 analog sticks that they've added on the bottom here for the modern consoles, of course. You still have your select and start buttons where they usually are on the NES controller, well, for the most part. And then you have A, B, X, and Y, which is 2 more buttons than the original NES controller had. On the bottom, you have LED lights that indicate what mode you're in, whether it's the pairing mode or so on and so forth. I mentioned that it's compatible with several different consoles, and it is, but you have to actually change the firmware in most cases to get it to work with a different console. I know with my Retron 5 I had to change the console. I had to actually downgrade to an older version for it to work with the Retron 5, and again, that was a royal pain in the butt. Hopefully it's not the same way with the modern consoles. I've not tried it with the Switch yet, and one of the reasons why is this controller is small and compact. But that could be a detriment if you have larger hands, and if it's for extended gaming periods. I couldn't see myself using it for more than 45 minutes to maybe an hour, which is what I do with my retro games. My Retron 5 is used for that purpose, just short gaming bursts of the old school stuff. But I couldn't see playing Rainbow Six or one of the modern shooters with the controller. It's just too small for me, and I've got medium-sized hands, I'd say. So if you have large hands, I don't think it's going to be the best option for long-term use. Other than that, it feels great again for short-term, short bursts of gaming. The D-pad feels solid. The buttons press, there's good movement, travel distance with all the triggers and whatnot. I just didn't care for the actual placement of the R2 and L2 buttons. But in the package, you get quite a bit. You get the controller, of course, itself. They've also included a nice carrying case as well. And then they've thrown in this fancy anniversary keychain, which is pretty neat. I'm not sure I'll ever use it, but it looks cool. It'll look good. It'll look cool in my game room somewhere, I guess. Kind of neat. Of course, you get the cable as well. Someone said that you have to use the included cable to make sure that it syncs properly with your console you're trying to pair it. That's not the case at all. Just make sure that you have the right instructions, and you'll be fine. Doesn't matter what controller, what cord you use at all. Doesn't matter at all. I got this on Amazon for, I believe, $42.99, and that's about the average price. I think I've seen it for $39.99 someplace, but between 39 and 42 or 43 is where you're gonna, find this. It's only available online as far as I know. If you're looking for a controller, for either retro gaming or, even one of the modern consoles, this wouldn't be a bad idea, a bad option. Is it as good as the modern controllers for modern games? I don't think it is, but your mileage may vary. It's a personal preference, I guess. But overall, it's a solid controller, and I'd recommend it definitely for retro gaming or emulators or whatnot. So that's my take on the controller, guys. It's a great product. I check it out if I were you. So don't forget, you can look us up on our website, TJ's TMJ, for in-depth reviews and links to our video reviews as well. So check us out. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.